Every autumn, up to 10,000 northern gannets go right past this spot. We know because we count them. This is Schoodic Point in Maine's Acadia National Park. It's a peninsula that sticks out into the Gulf of Maine like a speed bump that migrating sea ducks have to go around. There are huge northern gannet colonies in Newfoundland and Quebec, maybe 130 to 150,000. All of them go south for the winter. All of them go right by here, though not all of them close enough to see. A lot of them will plunge dive into the Gulf of Maine's food-rich waters right off here at Schoodic Point. They're not alone. Thousands of scoters will go by here. Scoters are diving ducks that nest across Canada, and all three varieties, black, surf, and white-winged scoters will go right by here, by the thousands. Double-crested cormorants nest well up into maritime Canada, and in autumn, the cormorants empty out of Canada and flow right past here. We average 21,000 a year being counted right here at Schoodic Point. I counted 144. How many did you get? All right, add 71 more. There are great cormorants. Some of those local, they just nest out there and then they roost around the corner and they fly by here regularly. So to understand Schoodic Point, realize that the ducks have to go from where the sun rises over those islands up there, down the coast to those islands over there. And they gotta go right by here. Maine has a lot of common eiders, but there's a lot more further north. In the Maritimes, Hudson Bay, and they've all gotta come south before the ocean freezes. And here they come. If this is your first time here and you're not familiar with common eiders, the mostly white ones are males, the all dark ones are females, and the ones that are dark but with a lot of white are immature males, like, this one. Some of these common eiders are going to go as far south as Virginia. So where does the name Down East come from? It comes from the sailing days. The prevailing wind is from the west, so if you're going north along the coast of Maine, you're actually going from west to east, hence down east. On an average year, maybe 8,000 scoters will be kind of going by here. Surf scoter will be the most numerous, black scoter right behind them. Not as many white-winged scoters, but somehow this year I'm seeing more than usual. You're kidding. I guess it isn't too early for snow buntings to go by. Was that an American oyster catcher? They are found north of here. They breed north of here, but not many. Wow, that's a bigger flock of red-breasted mergansers than usual. Oh, and the long-tailed ducks just started coming in today. Ooh, there are a lot of double-crested cormorants today. There are other places along other coastlines, maybe different ducks, but it's the same phenomenon. In a moment, pro tips on how to get even more out of this experience. But first, today's counter is the guy who started it all 10 years ago, Seth Benz. So, I got up at 4:15 this morning. Tell me again, why are we doing this?
One of the most interesting things that occurred during this time was with gannets. Oil spill back in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, Deepwater Horizon.
But we saw the following year we saw a plummet in the number of nesting birds on the Gaspé. And then our counts reflected that same sort of scenario. So up until a few years ago, there's been no information really about this migratory movement of birds. There's nothing that says we're seeing all the birds.
Oh no.
by any means.
No, we're not.
But we count what we see. Yeah. That's all we can do.
All right, pro tips. Pro tip number 1. If you're here at dawn, you're already late. Birds get started 15, 20 minutes before that when there's just enough light to see them. By mid-morning, let's say 9 a.m., things really start to slow down. But there's something to see here all day. Pro tip number 2, wind speed and wind direction matter. If it's from the north and northwest, a lot of the ducks are going to go way out there, and they're going to be hard to see and harder to count. But on a south or southwest breeze, it tends to push the birds closer to Schoodic Point, so you get better views. The gannets are most likely to come in a good south-southwest breeze. Tip number 3, watch the behavior of these birds as they fly. Songbirds like a tailwind, hawks like a tailwind, and maybe updrafts over warm peaks. But sea ducks can fly into a headwind by just riding a cushion of air close to the water's surface. They're ducks. What happens if they land? Number 4, there's other marine critters here that are worth watching for. There are gray seals. We named this one George. Harbor seals pop up regularly. We named this one Pinky. Don't ask. But the one you want to really pay attention to is the harbor porpoises, because when they get into a feeding frenzy, it will attract the attention of other birds, and they will sometimes come in and look to join the feast. Number 5, sea ducks can put down anywhere they want. Although a lot of them are migrating by, at any time, any bunch can just sit right here in front of you. Some of the birds are resident. Common eiders are here year-round. Black guillemots are here year-round. Just keep an eye open. Pro tip number 6, when all the gulls suddenly go up at once, look for the bald eagle, because he's around somewhere. Tip number 8, don't ignore the parking lot. The same thing that happens out there happens here. Sea ducks have to go around it. Land birds come down this peninsula and find they're trapped here before crossing the ocean to get over to the mainland. So yellow rump warblers are all over this parking lot. Black-capped chickadees are getting trapped down here by the hundreds right this minute. And tip number 9, hit the like and subscribe button so more people can see this.